Hello YouTube and welcome back to another free game Friday. Thank you so much for being here and we're just gonna hop into this game. So the game that I have for you guys this week is called The Monster Inside. It is supposed to be like a 15-minute visual novel about a crime, like in the noir setting. I don't know how to pronounce that word, but it's supposed to be in that kind of vein about crimes and a private investigator dealing with some kind of illness he has as well. And it just looked really interesting. And I haven't played a game like this in a long time, since Necopar, and I thought maybe try this, you know? So that is a free game. As always, there will be links to the website of this game, the developers of this game, Random Seed Games. They're fantastic people. Please check them out. And then I'll link to the Steam store page where you can get this game. As a reminder, it is free, so you have nothing to lose by playing it. So give it a shot if you want to, or you enjoy what you see here. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this here. Start The Monster Inside. There will be a lot of talking. Me, okay. My head pounded, ears still ringing slightly. Some of the worst nightmares I had had in years left me feeling like I'd been punched in the jaw. But just like any other day, I dragged myself to the office. Oh. There was another notice on the door from Mayor Vinetti's office. Permit's out of date. They didn't like me much and were trying to drown me in paperwork. It was a slow month. Weeks since I'd had any real case to work on, so I passed the time pacing the office, smoking and staring at the mirror in the corner, safely covered with an old bedsheet. Yeah, there it is. I don't dare look at my own reflection. I'm too afraid of what I might see, afraid someday I might have to face what I really am. The girl came in so quietly, I nearly choked on my cigarette. Mister, please, you gotta help me, mister. Calm down, sit and talk slow. Yeah. Calm down, sit, and talk slow. Okay, thanks. It's just, no one will listen to me. Just tell me your tale. I'm listening. She eyed me with just a dash of suspicion as I tossed back a handful of pills and chased them with a swig of whiskey. I could tell this might take a while. Whoa! Alright. Her name was Lily, with 2 L's in the middle for some reason. She told me she was his mistress. The man all over the newspapers. The infamous banker, Mr. Reginald Farnsworth. Mr. Farnsworth was a drunk, philandering bastard, but this girl seemed genuinely concerned that he had recently gone missing. Less concerned about the fact that Mr. Farnsworth's wife had just turned up dead in Central Park 2 nights ago. Yeah. You don't understand. He just couldn't have done it. He hated his wife, but he couldn't have killed her. Everyone thinks it was him and no one believes me. He's gotta be in trouble. What makes you think he's in danger? Well, Mr. Jack. You can just call me Jack. Of course my name's Jack. Jack. Whoever did that to his wife must have been one who took him. He would have never left without me. He promised me. Uh-huh. I'm sure Mr. Farnsworth promised this poor girl a lot of things. Please, the cops won't listen to me and they want to bring him in on charges. You gotta prove it wasn't him before they find him. Honestly, I doubt they're in too much of a hurry. Farnsworth had practically the entire police force in his deep pockets, probably why they hadn't found much yet. If they found him and brought him in, it would be due to public pressure. Sometimes a mob with pitchforks is more dangerous than one man with money. Alright. We'll get to the bottom of it, don't you worry. Oh, thank you, Mr. Jack. Thank you, but please, be careful. I don't think this was just any murderer or kidnapper. I think it was a beast. Beast. The word struck me funny, like when you jar your elbow on a hard corner. Not a word many use these days, except in hushed whispers and bedtime stories for children. Oh, they were real enough, all right. They just got better at hiding, controlling their unseemly urges. But I hadn't seen any monsters in nearly 15 years. Back when I was still a cop myself. I can help you. We'll get to the bottom of this. Don't worry now. And you seem like the kind of man who's good at solving mysteries. Sure, can't you see how busy I am with cases? I'm a sarcastic douche. I replied a little too harshly. Sarcasm wasn't my strong suit. I reassured her some more and sent her on her way. I didn't want to scare her, but I warned her before she left to keep her doors locked and call me if she saw anything suspicious. I didn't know if she was in any danger herself, but better safe than sorry. Oh, bye. That night, I made my way down to Central Park. It was a long shot, but maybe there was something there the cops had missed. Next chapter. There are 7 chapters in this game, and they're supposed to be pretty short. The scene was already picked clean by the cops days ago, but I've got a knack for finding the things others overlook. Oh yeah, there's a body outline. Look at this. I love these little set pieces. They're so pretty. Nice and angular. A knack. More of a symptom of a condition. Other less useful symptoms I kept in check, but for the time being my keen sense of smell would come in handy. I'm a werewolf. I killed him, didn't I? It was faint, but I could smell it before I even approached the police line. The scent was less of a thing and more of an emotion. Seduction. You can smell seduction? You mean like you can smell... a strangely familiar smell. I expected the scent of trepidation, or maybe even outright fear, but Mr. Farnsworth seemed to have been at the height of pleasure when she left this world. Oh! Mrs. Farnsworth. So you can smell... Brought new meaning to a crime of passion. Pushing the thought from my mind, it was time to get down to business. I needed to defeat the Huns. Investigate the scene. Oh, me? Oh, what's this? The burn mark on a nearby tree caught my eye. I ran my finger along its length and felt a chill down my spine. This wasn't just any burn mark. This was a mark of an ancient magic. It's doubtful the cops would have picked up on it. Could Lily have been right? Something unnatural was at play here. Alright, but I was no stranger to the strange. What is this? Muddy footprints everywhere. Difficult to pick out anything from the prints the cops left behind in their haste. But cops don't wear $2,000 pairs of carcanos. Yep. It looked like Mr. Farnsworth was there that night and walked away on his own 2 feet. After looking around for a while longer, I realized the park had given up all it was hiding from me. So I trudged back to my apartment and my head hit my pillow like it owed me money. Alright, next chapter. Maybe it does owe me money. The next morning, I was reeling from another bout of ghoulish nightmares, but I tried to hide my discomfort when I saw Lily was already sitting outside my office. She waited wordlessly as I unlocked the door and ripped down another notice from the mayor's office. I motioned for her to step inside. Seemingly afraid of what I might say, she finally worked up the courage to ask. So, what did you find? Farnsworth might still be alive. I probably shouldn't have given her false hope like that, but she seemed like she needed something to hold on to right then. She didn't need to know about the mark on the tree. How do you know that? Where is he? There, we found his footprints. My tone was indifferent towards her as I turned and grabbed a bottle from my desk drawer. A dryness in my throat made it difficult to swallow my meds. But you don't know where he went? Do you think the news this morning was related? What news is that? Haven't you heard? Yeah, but maybe you should tell me what you know. Play it cool. They found the police chief's wife dead down by the docks. They say it happened last night. Let me guess, Chief Amato is missing too. My face might have betrayed a hint of satisfaction as she confirmed my suspicions, but it faded quickly. Amato was a shit cop and a shit chief. He was half the reason I left the force, but now his wife was dead and I had more questions than I did the day before. The gears in my head started to spin, which wasn't helped by the splitting pain in my temples. I told Lily I needed time to work, and she left slightly dejected, wanting more answers than I could provide. That night, after the cops had cleared out of the docks, I would slip down and see what I could uncover concerning Miss Amato's untimely demise. Next chapter, holy shit, I'm doing it. The cold air smelled strongly of salt and oil and... Could it be? That smell again. Like someone had bottled pure arousal and used it as perfume. It hit me like a long-forgotten memory, but the sensual fumes soon gave way to a rush of adrenaline. I knew exactly what the scent reminded me of, and that scared me more than not knowing. I looked down at my hands, shaking, the nightmares, the headaches. No, I was better now, reformed. I had to focus. No jumping to conclusions. Follow the evidence. This is getting really sexy. Alright, anyways. What's this? There. Just there. The smallest piece of purple fabric. Torn and caught in the splinter of a board. The police report didn't say anything about Miss Amato wearing purple. And it was certainly of a quality that you wouldn't expect down here. Don't see too many high society types around flaunting royal purple threads. Okay. Red Phoenix cigarettes. Same shitty brand I smoke every day. Everyone's got their vice. I pulled out my own pack of reds and lit up. I could already feel another headache coming on. But looking out over the waves seemed to help me forget. I'm killing people. I'm killing people in sexiness. The cold helped me push down the uncomfortable thoughts that had been bubbling to the top of my brain. Chapter 5, here we go. I honestly don't remember the walk back to the office. Apparently I spent the night in my easy chair. The air from the docks lingered on my clothes. It was still dark out. No, I checked the clock. How long had I been out? Had I really slept through the entire next day? A newspaper was sitting under the door. As I stood to fetch it, I nearly fell over. A wave of nausea hit me like a ton of bricks. I steadied myself and regained my composure. Before I even picked up the paper, I could already read the headline. Breaking. Mayor missing, wife found dead. 2 cases is a coincidence. 3 is a pattern. The cops would come asking questions soon. They knew I had a history of antagonizing all the victims. I stumbled to my desk and slammed back 3 days' worth of inhibitor pills. I couldn't take any chances. I had to investigate the scene to be sure. I threw on my jacket and went to the door. Lily caught me off guard on the other side. Jack, where are you off to? I've been trying to reach you all day. I have to go. No time to talk. Okay, but we need to talk when you get back. Stay safe. Sure. She gave me a soft kiss on the cheek as I rushed off. Part of me wanted to stay and tell her it would be okay, but it would be a lie. She's also a total stranger and she kissed me and that's not cool. Next chapter. Alright, it's got me hooked. The alley was located just behind the high-rise apartments where Mayor Vanetti and his wife lived. I could tell the police were spooked now. The crime scene was even sloppier than the last. They hadn't even bothered to submit the trash into evidence. The trash? Why wouldn't they at least look through the dumpster? It seemed untouched. No one wants to do the dirty work. But I know how to find the good stuff. It really doesn't take long if you know what to look for. Lightweight bags usually mean someone was dumping documents. If you were lucky, they didn't bother to shred them. Jackpot, shell companies, shady stock trades, bribes. I knew Mayor Vanetti was crooked, but this was unbelievable. And there was more. Letters between Mayor Vanetti and Chief Amato, talking about me. How they were trying to get me shut down. They didn't like me snooping around crime scenes all the time. Well, they weren't here to stop me snooping around this one, because they're dead. Investigate the scene. Car? Vanetti's car. If he's still alive, why wouldn't he have left it in his car? It didn't make any sense. I honestly wasn't too motivated to find him, but the stakes were too high, and my bet was edging towards the unthinkable. As I searched for anything that might sausage a assuage? I don't know. My fears, I caught the scent again. It overwhelmed my other senses with undulating pleasure. It was intoxicating. A weapon used on the weak-willed. A weapon I knew all too well, though it had been many years since I used it. What the fuck is happening? Was there another like me? Was I being framed? Is he a, what do you call, the hell do you call those demons that seduce people? I don't remember. It wasn't possible, was it? I was taking my inhibitors. I was reformed. But the nightmares, the headaches, the memory lapses, I couldn't even trust myself. I started walking back out the alley when something shiny caught my eye. A watch. Not just any watch, though. My watch. Damn. Jekyll and Hyde? How long had my wrist been bare? Surely I just dropped it when I first came down the alley. I checked the time before I left the office, hadn't I? Or had I used the wall clock? I couldn't be sure. Couldn't be sure of anything. So I ran. Last chapter. Okay, hang on, I can't see. There we go. I don't know why I ran back to the office. The cops would probably show up any minute to knock the door down and cart me away. They had put it together before long. Maybe it would be best for everyone if I simply faced my own reflection. But Lily was still there waiting for me. Jack, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. My own ghost came back to haunt me from the past. You're not making any sense, Jack. Come sit down. You don't understand. You're not safe around me. I took a good last look at her as I prepared to shove her out the door. I noticed she was wearing the same thing she had when she first came to my office 3 days ago. A beautiful purple dress. Odd that I hadn't really noticed before, but it made her seem out of place, out of time. And it was frayed around the edges, torn in places. My chair caught my fall as my knees failed me. It was you. Succubus! That's what they're called. You were the monster. Succubus. Oh, Jack. We are one and the same, you and I. We're both monsters. I'm simply more honest with myself. There's no such thing as reformation. Those pills you take only make you dull. Beasts like us should never suppress our true natures, as you have, incubus. Haven't heard that word before. I'll have to look at that up. Those men were probably dead too, now I figured. She probably took them to her lair and harvested their seed. Whew. So you've done all this just to wake me up? You could say that, though it seemed enough just to have you doubt yourself. You believed you were still capable of such horrors, which means deep down you probably are. You can't escape it. Now I need you to complete the deed. You took my watch, messed with my head. Oh, don't act like I didn't do you a favor. Those men hated you and wanted you gone, and now they are gone. I mustered the strength to stand again, moving casually to the window by the corner. She was right about one thing. I was dull, weak compared to her. If I refused her and she attacked me, I was a dead man. I had to keep her talking. I've never met a succubus who seduces and kills women. Oh, please. Such a 14th century stereotype. I don't discriminate when it comes to pleasures of the flesh. All right. But I do still need an incubus like yourself to take the tainted seed I've harvested from those awful men and plant it among the fertile masses for me. What? I'm tired of draining my lovers just to survive. I'm ready to settle down and start a family. Ha 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 ha. That didn't. Alright. That maniacal laughter. I positioned myself carefully, making sure she was looking my direction. Sorry, but I'm not your guy. With a quick flick of my wrist, I whipped the old bedsheet off the corner mirror. Lily was blinded by her own reflection and sucked into the mirror with a painful, monstrous scream. Trapped. Shielding my own eyes, I pulled a revolver from my desk drawer, aimed it at the mirror, and fired. Ooh, cool. Is that it? Oh, that's it? Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so this is the end of the game, obviously. This game is incredibly short. The chapters were like maybe 4 minutes each. I took my time reading it and stuff like that, but this is the monster inside. So, this is a style of game I'm not too familiar with. Visual novels are not my forte. I've only played Necopara, so I'm kind of like in a different zone when it comes to this. I haven't experienced something like this. Something that is kind of like not based on anime, something that is kind of suspenseful, almost thrilling. It's a mystery. I'm not familiar with that, and this was a delight to play through, I have to say. So, the monster inside. The story of the monster inside is you are a detective, Jack, and you meet a woman named Lily. The dude she's been sleeping with goes missing. His wife dies, and she asks you to investigate it. Then a bunch of other people's wives just start dying, and these men start disappearing. This investigator is hiding something from you the entire time, and throughout the story you learn that he is something called an incubus, which is related to the demon called the succubus, who seduces people and kills them. And then you learn that Lily is actually a succubus, and she's been killing these women and harvesting these men to try and start a family, but she needs you to cooperate. In the end, you do not. You trap her inside of a mirror, because I'm assuming, I don't know the entire lore, I'm assuming the way a succubus works is they are supposed to be incredibly beautiful, incredibly attractive, able to seduce anybody that they want. but I'm assuming what the succubus can't do is look at itself. That's probably why she got trapped in the mirror. That's probably the lore behind that kind of creature. I'm not entirely sure. If you guys know, please let me know in the comments down below, but that is the end of it. You shoot the mirror, and that's the end of the story. Pretty dang good. I mean, initially I thought it was werewolves, and then I thought it was him killing people, and then Lily came in and did it. It was really short, pretty cliche. In these kind of detective stories, things like this happen all the time. It's almost like a Jekyll and Hyde thing with an extra twist at the end that kind of was this story in a nutshell, and it was pretty good. I was really interested in it. It was mysterious, and it was quick. It was just like a flash. It was done, gone, and honestly, it left me pretty happy with it. The Monster Inside's graphics are initially what caught my eye because it's completely black and white. There's no color, and the style of the set piece is it's just squares. Like, it takes you to the setting. There are minor animations, but it's squares that are shaded with beautiful grays. They're all angular. Nothing is like super defined, and that looked really charming to me. It reminded me of a game that I played a long time ago. I can't remember even. It might have been on itch.io. I don't remember. It was called There You Go, I believe. It was like a little puzzle game where you were in just like a little cube of a room, just watching and clicking and figuring out puzzles, and it was really cool and stuff, and that's what this reminded me of, so I had to check it out. The graphics were fantastic to me. I enjoy them. The songs, this is great. I love the soundtrack, honestly. It reminds me exactly, it feels like I'm watching one of those movies, you know? And like, they've never been my favorite movie, but honestly, there are a lot of good ones. Because even if it's not my favorite genre of movie, I'm not going to deny that they're good noir movies, however you pronounce it. That's a pretty good genre. I'm not too familiar with it, but I enjoyed the soundtrack in this game, and everything like that. Controls are point and click, easy peasy lemon squeezy, but overall, I was actually pretty satisfied with this game. I wasn't sure what I was going to encounter, and these games are a little bit harder to play because, again, it is literally just me talking for about 20 minutes, because that's the entire game, and I'm just not sure how they're going to go over, but this one was short, and I enjoyed it. I really did too. It was cliche, it was predictable, but it was still really well put together and really nicely paced, and that made it good. And honestly, it's a free game. I'm not gonna like spit on it a lot because it's free. So I enjoyed this game. You guys might as well. If you would like to check it out, please check out the links in the description down below. This game is free on Steam once again, so there is no harm in picking it up yourself and taking a look-see at it. But that is it for me, guys, and thank you for watching another Free Game Friday. If you have any free games that you would like to see me play on the channel, please recommend them in the comments down below, and I will take a look at them. I always appreciate suggestions for games, and you guys have given me a lot lately, so thank you very much. But that is the end of today's video. I will see you guys next time. Please check out the links in the description down below, and also, if you liked my video, then why not leave me a like or comment down below the video, and if you liked me, then why not subscribe today for some more free content in the future. Have a fantastic day, and out there, wherever you are, ladies and gentlemen, and please stay safe. Much love to your faces. I will see you guys in the next video.